Hello! Hello, my name is Brian. I am one half of BriPhilTV. My partner Philip couldn't make it today. But I am Filipino American from California. Philip is a Filipino from the Philippines. We are a long distance couple who reacts to BL on YouTube, and we met because of BL. And yeah, and so we do reactions together, and we love it.
Talk about the dream. Like, hey, I found a man who likes what I like and will sit
Period.
down and just, that's what brought us together. Ugh.
Listen,
dreams.
listen.
Fairy tales do exist.
If you told me what happened in the pandemic, I would have been like, girl, you lying. So one thing I love about our videos is that I feel like we're able to offer like our perspective, our POV as a real life queer couple to these shows. You know, I mean, I just haven't seen them yet, but I haven't really seen other reaction channels where it's from an actual queer couple. I've seen reactors who are like, there's like multiple reactors in a video, but it's not as common to see like couples reacting to these shows. And I think me being gay and then Philip being bisexual, we have those perspectives as well. And then also just like how we relate to the stories of the couples as a couple ourselves. Like we resonate with certain parts of the story, or we'll see couples go through certain things that we've been through, and then like we're able to kind of be like, oh wow, the writing is really great here because we've also experienced that and felt that was true to life. And so for me and Philip, like we're really champions of just like representation, LGBTQ, and you know, sometimes BLs aren't always about queer representation, at least in a way that we would want it to be.
What?
You know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes it's nice to be able to be like, guys, gay couples aren't really like this, but this is entertaining. I think just in that sense, I like that we're able to offer that kind of point of view. Since 2020, Philip, I was actually talking to him about this because I was showing him the questions that we're gonna do today, and he told me he's been watching since 2018, but I didn't discover it till pandemic, till 2020. Okay, this is the basic answer, and I'm sure a lot of you have the same answer because hello, it was together. Let's just get it over with. It was together. And listen, we've watched more BLs. We see that there's better things out there, but that was the first one I think that I remember, to my knowledge, discovering, like because I think it was that, and then there was Game Boys, and then what was the other one? Hello Stranger. But I think like in terms of type of like BLs, you know, like that was like the first one, and then I like just started looking for BLs after that. Yeah. Well, I mean, before that, like I hadn't really. I mean, I had watched like queer dramas before, but they're, you know, few and far between. And especially, you know, when they do happen, they definitely weren't Asian leads, and so there's that. And I was like, listen, they're cute, they're good looking, and they're gonna be gay. Let's watch it, you know. And then I just watched through that, and I was like, I need more. What else is there, you know? And you know, that was it. And a lot of it was definitely just like the representation and just wanting to watch more queer media. And being from the States, it just was like I just needed more of it, and especially seeing Asian LGBTQ content was so important to me. And then just going into this world of like, first, again, like I said, the next few ones I watched were Filipino ones, so that also meant a lot for me. And then just like getting to see that, and then finding out there's like every country has like their own brand of BL was like, yes, let's do this, let's watch it. I think, well, for sure, definitely when we watch the Filipino BLs, there's definitely that extra layer. Especially watching a Filipino drama, BL, like Guys Pilica, especially, like for one, it's like it's love to see my culture, love to see my language. But I think in terms of it hitting different for us having that background, there's little nuances in translations for subs that you just can't get in English. Like there's always like I mean, and I keep that in mind too when I'm watching other shows like Thai BLs, Korean BLs. There's always gonna be a little bit we're not actually getting because we can't really fully get the full context in the subs. Like the subs can only do so much to like express what can be expressed in the English version. And so there's definitely times when we watch Filipino dramas where it's like, oh, like I see what they did in the subs, but like it's not. I'm so glad that I understand it myself because then there's a little extra context that I get from it, and I know that it's the same. Like I have friends who have like, for all weird tangent of subtitles, but like I've read that like Squid Game, the K drama, like a lot of Koreans criticize it because the subs don't do the story justice because there's so many nuances to it. And so I think in that sense, I that's how it hits different for me when you watch Filipino dramas. And then I think branching off from that, when we do watch other Southeast Asian dramas, there's obviously parallels. There's a lot of like similar qualities in the cultures, even in the food and in the way that they speak and like their values and stuff like that. So in that sense, that like we're kind of like, oh, they're kind of like us Filipinos, or oh, they do that, like we kind of do that too. And so I think those are some of the things that we pick up like from our background, that how we relate to the stories. Yeah. You know what? I thought about this. I was like, okay, what do I like? And I there was one that popped in my head immediately. I was like, really? Is that the one I'm gonna choose? It seems so basic. But the more I thought about it, I was like, no, I like it. And the one I reacted was I love Mia enemies to lovers. I don't know what it is. I just love it. I like it. It's like, yeah, because you get the angst and the sexual tension when they hate each other, and then you get like the release when they finally were like, all right, I like you back, you know. And I don't know, it just never gets old for me because I feel like it's not it's a general trope, like just enemies to lovers, but there's so many ways you can go about it. And so like I think that's why there's so much diversity within that trope, that there's always fresh new ways to bring it to the table, I think. And so I think that's why I enjoy it the most. Again, going back to just the representation part of things, I think one of the things that grinds our gears the most is there's still a lot of, ironically, still a lot of heteronormativity within the BO culture, which is it's usually almost always the straight mask presenting person as the lead. We don't have nearly enough femmes in the forefront. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't. I mean, it's not. It doesn't happen often enough to have like a femme gay be the lead and not just like the comic relief or a background character or used as like a plot device. It's like I think for me, again, going back to the fact that we really value representation. If these stories are supposed to be about queer characters, we needed to show all facets of the queer community, and we're just really only getting one. And I think that I would like to see that evolve more because, I mean, I know that the BL kind of genre came from yaoi, and that's just more honestly pandering towards the cis straight female audience. But I think now that we're getting more of these stories, I feel like we can really go in the direction where we're actually really focusing on showing queer stories and queer characters. And I think that's so important. And I think that there are shows that are definitely shooting for that and pushing toward that boundary. Unfortunately, there's the other side of things where the regular old VLs and tropes are very marketable and make a lot of money. But I would, if like I said, if I had the choice, I would love for it to evolve in that way where we do start to honor more facets of the queer community and have more budget and more support for shows that champion that. I This is always changing, but I think when I looked over this question and I was like, okay, what should I say? I think I get the top three that I'll say right now is definitely Gemforth, Max Tool, and First Cap, and I feel good about that. Yeah, Gemforth obviously fell in love with them in My School President. Max Tool, they're great. Their chemistry is amazing. Their shows are awesome. Hoping we'll get more from them. I don't know if we will, but what we have from them, chef's kiss. and I love Max Tool for their intimate scenes. They're a little bit more of an on the adult side, and I think they sell those scenes really well. And their acting is really great, and they sell it really well. Their performances are amazing. I think Jump Forth, they're like the epitome of like boys love. Like when we watched My School President, I was like, these are boys falling in love, and this is what it's like. And I think that's what I loved about them. And then of course, First Cow, they're just great. They're great performers. They're wonderful to watch, and I think they're just definitely a great pairing to look out for. Okay, I had fun with this one when I thought about it, and the one I chose was Adachi slash Achi for the Thailand version from Cherry Magic. One, it didn't make my top three just because it's been a while, and there's ones that are more fresh in my mind. But Cherry Magic is like, I would say Cherry Magic is like my favorite Japanese BL for sure, hands down. And I just think in terms of like who I want to be or what I would want to experience as a character, I think it would be so interesting to have his version powers of reading minds. I just think that's fascinating. Like, I think the magic of that show is just that he has this person who's crushing on him, and he gets all this tea about what this person thinks. I think that's so interesting. Like, I want to know who likes me, and I'm gonna be like, what was he? What is it's like whenever in that show, he just kind of leans over so they're touching so he can get it. I would so eat that up and be like, what's the tea here? I think that would be so interesting. Honestly, my drama list, IMDb ratings, and word of mouth or recommendations from friends, and soon to be DramaLlama. Okay, um, we yeah. Usually it's that. Like usually it's, or unless it's like an adaptation we're really looking forward to. Like Philip and I, we really love to read BL manhwas before they get adapted, and like for Love Tractor, we read that, we ate that shit up. We waited 2 years for that to come out. We were so excited. New Employee, we were so excited about that. Like we watched it as soon as it came out because we were excited about it. We knew the story was great. But other than that, if it's something like we'll watch a trailer, and if it's giving, we'll be like, okay, we'll check it out. But a lot of times, even more so lately, we'll kind of like give it a few weeks of airing and see what people say before we jump in, because there's so many times where we're like, especially because we're reacting to, like, we filmed the first few episodes and like they're great, and then it just like goes downhill, and you're like, oh shit, dude, like we should have watched something else. And so yeah, sometimes because of that, that happens a lot where it'll start so good and then just like the tail end just like falls flat, unfortunately. And so yeah, a lot of times more heavily on how the reviews are going, or if we just get like a recommendation from a friend, like, and we trust their opinion, we're like, all right, cool, we'll check it out, um, more so like that lately, because there's just so many to choose, and if we choose one, we want to choose one, that we're gonna enjoy, especially because we're filming it too. And I think on top of that, I mean, we're not afraid to be honest about a show that if we don't like it, but I mean, it's not really fun for the viewers if we don't like it anyway. So, I mean, not that. So it's like might as well try to find something that we're just gonna enjoy and be able to gush about, because we also don't want to just like drag a show too. But one thing we've been more open to just like being like, okay, we're just sorry guys, we're just gonna drop this show so we can do something else, and I think that's how we go about it. But yeah, mainly just recommendations or ratings or waiting it out to see how it actually does. I think I accidentally answered this earlier thinking it was this question, but it was mainly the less focus on straight mask presenting leads, and more on femme gaze. Yeah, that was mainly it. But when you say a story change, that's an interesting twist on the question too. Can I flip it on you and ask what you would do,
Yeah, you can.
so I give me time to come up with an answer?
Yes, for me, one of the main things I've said a number of times that I would change would be the not necessarily the fan base,
Okay.
but some of the entitlement that a lot of the fan base tends to have. There are a
Okay.
lot of people who call themselves fans who feel like they are entitled to these actors' lives, that they control these actors' lives, and that this
Mm.
actor the number of times in the last year I've seen this actor's apologized for having a girlfriend. This actor's apologized for existing in the presence of somebody who is not his shipmate. This that. I'm like, y'all,
Yes.
they are. It is a job. It is
They
a
are
job.
actors.
They're doing their jobs, and in their free time, if they want to go slap and tickle this hot guy over here, let them slap and tickle this hot guy over here. If
It's a slap
like,
and tickle
if
for me.
they want, if they are actually straight and they want to, get married to their female counterpart, fine, whatever. I don't care. They're actors. They did their job. I enjoyed the series. Great. Like, chill. So that's one of a few things.
Period. Wait, side note. Did you watch Only Boo episode 9?
Not yet.
Okay, we won't talk about it. But anyways, but I wholeheartedly agree. I actually was had a conversation about this recently, just to, I guess to go off of what you said. That is one of the things. I think one of the issues in the fandom is just that, like, a lot of times these actors are forced to hide the fact that they have relationships, heterosexual or otherwise, because of the benefit financially and business wise for them as online presence and being influencers and actors and celebrities. And I think it's so toxic to, like, feed into that, and unfortunately, like I said before, like, a lot of these things are what fuel the industry financially, because the Delulu bitches got money apparently. and I think that's unfortunate, and I know that's why it's been so hard to find a meaningful progress in terms of, like, storytelling and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, those things make money, and that's what makes it so these shows are possible. And it's an unfortunate truth that, like, it's not the best representation, but it also does make it possible for the smaller productions to exist as a result of it. So there's kind of like a love-hate kind of, like, I don't know, a relationship where there's like a good and a bad part of it. I think fans need to check themselves, because y'all, like you said, like, most of these people, if not all of them, or at least 95% of them, are straight actors who are playing these roles. And so, God forbid they have a life outside of this. It's like, yo, like, come on. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, yes, I love me some Delulu. I love me some what's the word? Fan service. Taiwanese BL actors go in on the fan service. But with them, at least with the Taiwanese BL actors, they go crazy with the fan service. But at the end of the day, they were like, "No, we're actors." Like, I at least from my stand, I haven't seen as much toxicity with the fandoms. With that, maybe I just haven't seen it yet because I try to stay off Twitter. But I know in the Thai BL, not to call out fandoms, but it is what it is. It happens often where it's like, oh, they have a girlfriend now, or oh, they're paired with someone else. Oh my God, how could he? Bitch, how could he what? How could he be a person other than what you know him as? Like, what? How could he not do what you want and rather than what he wants? Yeah. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I agree. I would want to change that about the fandoms, because it's crazy. And honestly, like you said, like, you're supposed to love and support this person, but it's all conditional. It's like, I love and support you as long as you do the thing you want me to do. That's not support. That's toxic. That's not good. Right? It's ridiculous. When I was looking at it and, like, what it currently is in its current stage and what it can be, I see it as like a BL lover's one-stop shop for everything they need. And I feel like, with what it's starting off as, like, because I mean, for me, like, as a like I said, I hop between, like, IMDb and my DramaLlama, and we have, like, a random app to make a calendar and all that shit. It's like, oh, cool, it could all just be in one place. And I think I mean, right now, I mainly use my DramaLlama because they also have, like, an app, but I think, again, it's not, like, focused on just BL. So I think I like that. It's just like, if it's made just for BL lovers, there's, like, little nuances that are just for us, and I think that's cool. like you said, like we both feel like we love ourselves some long-winded responses and talking and yammering and like gushing about these things. So like definitely like a place like maybe chat maybe not chat rooms or forums, just a place for some people to gush and just like have discussions with other BL fans. Like I think that would be really cool. Like or like one thing that I used to try to do in our Discord server was we would do like weekly discussions whenever episodes drop for shows. So like if you just watch the recent episode, you have a place to like go talk to people about it. Because like I think for me, one of the reasons why I loved becoming a reactor, or even just as a watcher of reactors before I started reacting, that was why I loved that space in general, whether I was reacting or watching, is because like you can go into the comment section and talk to people. Whereas like a lot of times I found that BL fans don't always have IRL friends, not as in non online friends to talk to you about BL, and so to create more spaces where those types of connections are possible and available, I think would be really cool. Yes, it's very difficult. It's always switching out and different things, but I think consistently, I will say definitely number one is Gaia Pelicula, because that was the first BL I reacted to on the channel, the first Filipino BL I reacted to on the channel, and it's also how I met Philip, because he was in my comments, and then that's how we met for those reactions. And so that show will always hold a special place in my heart because of the story and the personal side of it, of my experience with it, because of that's how I met Philip. And so I think just in general, like it's still my top tier Filipino BL. Just in terms of queer storytelling and everything, just I love that show. And then next two would be Not Me and My School President. Not Me because the writing and the acting and just the story in general was like really good. I felt like one thing I appreciate about Not Me is that it's like it had the BL romance part of it, but it was so focused on just like this really engaging story on its own. And there's also that beautiful moment where they had the pride scene too. So a lot of that story was just beautiful and really great for me, and for it being such a like what I hear is a low budget production that was able to make it so cinematic. I thought that was really great. And yeah, and then obviously My School President, like I said, like Gem Forth, they did such a good job just showing what like I feel like the epitome of boys love feels is all about, just high school love and just doing it right. And then there's music. I'm a musician and a singer, so like that part of it I just love. And yeah. So yeah. So the answer that I arrived at is My School President, because like I said, it just epitome of BL vibes. I will say though, it does start them off at a high standard, because I do think it's still fun to go back to the classics, just to see what that was all about, knowing that it was a very different time. 2019, 2018 wasn't that long ago, but in BL years, a lot has changed. But I think just if they're getting into something BL now and they want to have a good experience for their first BL, I think it's a good place to start. And then it introduces you to GMMTV, and then you could kind of like start to explore other things. But yeah, I think that's a good place to start, and then just kind of go into the rest, knowing that it's not gonna be as good, or might be different, or not as progressive. But I think it's a good middle ground. Yeah. Oh, okay. You can find us just BriPhilTV, BriPhilTV on YouTube. I think we had to do. I think there was like a BriPhilTV on YouTube already, so our URL has to be like, it's like BriPhilTV official. No, we have to do that. And then on social media, Instagram, TikTok, it's just BriPhilTV. Haven't been posting as much on socials, but I'll post more soon. And then Patreon if you want to help the gays out, because yes.
It's Pride Month. Help the gays out. Go subscribe to the Patreon. Thank you.
Support an LGBTQ owned business, okay? Support the game.
Consider it a tax write-off, y'all. Come on.
Okay, let's go. Get that right off. Well, first of all, you guys, if you're watching this, definitely support DramaLlama. I love what they're doing. I haven't been keeping too updated lately. Life is hard, but I from what I have seen, you guys have been doing so much really fun things for the community and for what you're trying to achieve with this app. So definitely stay locked in, support the app when it launches, and communicate with them. I know they've been really open to like getting feedback from the community and like what things we'd like to see from the app and what we benefit. So all of this benefits all of us. And so as creators, as viewers, making this successful is could be really impactful for BL watchers. So definitely support. Yes, see you next time. Philip sends his love.
I say GMMTV, at least in the last couple of years, they found their way where they will always give you a fire soundtrack. They will always give you, and
it is true.
It's one of those things that drives me to react to more GMMTV series. I'm like, I know I'm going to get a fire soundtrack, and make it easy for me to react to their content. They just said upload this form and like
that, and I don't have to do highlight videos. Yes. Period. Yes, thank you, GMMTV. I like to call them Gays Make Money TV.
But music.
Because they do.
I mean,
they're making money. Happy Pride.
But would you want to sacrifice 30 years of virginity to gain these powers?
Listen, I thought about that too, and I'm prepared to do that. We got plenty of time to fuck later, okay? Oh, I don't know if we can cuss, but I said what I said.
We said what we said, and we meant what we said.
With my full chest. There's a trade-off in life.
Well, unfortunately,
there's a trade-off. You gotta get some magic. You gotta sacrifice some things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, unfortunately, the magic powers never came to me because yes, I'm a virgin. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, y'all.
Period.
Powers.
Maybe it's 35. I don't know. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe I just did something wrong.
You know.
Maybe that one time I tripped and accidentally sucked a dick. Like, maybe that. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. That's.
Maybe you need to be Japanese or Thai.
You know, maybe I'm just not Japanese enough. I never thought about that.
So let's say
I gotta find some other ways to get
it. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. If you could be any character in a BL series, any character, whether they're a lead, a side, the janitor in the background mocking the scene, like
not the janitor.
Who would you be? Sometimes you don't notice the janitor in the background. You're just seeing all the good stuff happen.
The janitor gets front row to all the tea. You're right. No, that's why that made me laugh. That's exactly what I thought. Also, just like as a honorable mention, that's like a pet peeve. It's when they it's the I'm not gay, but I only love him. I'm like, girl, pick a struggle. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. You're either straight or you're not. I'm just listen.
No, I'm straight. I'm just gay for him. It's just
yeah.
Him.
See, even you saying that jokingly hurts my soul. I'm just like, no, it's not how it works. There is probably a big number in the audience that don't have queer friends that think that that's how it actually works, and that's not how it works with gay people. That's not what we do. Unless we're very delusional, which a lot of us are, unfortunately. But that's besides the point.
We can talk about the Drag Race fandom later. That's I get that.
That was a long-winded answer, but thank you for asking.
I mean, as someone who spends hours upon hours in this
sure.
post-reaction just talking, I love a long-winded answer.
Period. We're gonna get along.
Is your fan base understanding when you're like, I'm just gonna drop the show now, or do they think you
Yeah,
could put up a
yeah.
fight?
For the most part, we haven't had like we're just like, sorry guys, we're not gonna do this, and we'll have some people be like upset that we're not continuing, or they'll say like, oh, like you should still give it a chance, but I'll just be like, no, we did. We gave it 2 episodes, 3 episodes. It wasn't giving. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, it's like if I was watching it on my own, sure, I'll give it a little bit longer because I could like skip through it and stuff. But yeah,
Mhm.
other than that, it's like if the first episode doesn't grip me, it says a lot about it for me already. Honest, I don't know. I mean, I know there are instances when like there are shows that do get better if you give it a chance, but it's like
Mhm.
I don't always have time for that. I'm sorry. So yeah, a lot of times I'll watch, and if we do drop like filming it, I'll still go back and check it out later. But every single time I've done that, I'm just like, yeah, we were right to drop it. And
Because it's a huge time commitment. Like
it
not
is,
even just
it
watching,
is
you got to edit the videos. You got
right.
to try to figure out the YouTube gods, sacrifice the
Exactly.
goat to the YouTube gods. Hope your video doesn't get blocked or taken
Right.
down. This, that, the
That
other.
listen, yeah, and especially if we're doing highlight videos for it, that takes hours.
Pain in the ass. Pain in the ass.
And also we can hate on it if we don't like it. I don't. I mean, because if I'm a reactor, like, or if I'm a viewer of reactors, which I was long before I became a reactor, I want to watch something that the reactor enjoys because I can gush with it with them. Unless it's like widely hated and like funny to make fun of, then I'll watch it, and then we could just join in on the fun of hating it, But
Fergie's national anthem.
that doesn't happen. It's like that doesn't happen a lot, And also too, it's like I believe like everyone has. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, and I don't want to like. I don't. I might not like it, but that doesn't mean I should just shit on it. But I'm not gonna spend energy making a whole YouTube production just to do that. I'd rather lift up the stories that I want to lift up. You know what I'm saying? So I felt a lot of
I need
excitement. Thank you for agreeing with me.
I need you to like cease and desist being me for like 5 minutes because literally before
He said, "Get out of
I
my
sat
mind."
down to come into this room, I was recording a video addressing why I've avoided series A, B, C for the
Okay.
last 2 years.
Okay.
Because people have been up my ass
Ooh.
for years about it, and I keep
I'm up
saying,
your ass.
no, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I did the first episode. I did the first 2 episodes of this one. One
Ooh.
for me. I'm gonna leave it alone. And they.
I'm gonna need the tea on that after we say.
So I was just making a video addressing it, and I literally
I feel
you're
that.
just like pulling words that I just said 30 minutes ago.
I
Literally everything
Period.
you said, I just got done saying. I'm like,
Period.
I'm not alone. Thank you.
For sure.
God, it's back. Anyway,
It's hard out here. I mean, I love BL fans watching. We love you. Sometimes, just we're humans. Okay, like that. Now this is just turning into a vent session of like amongst reactors. Y'all need to calm down. We're not gonna catch everything in the episode. I'm sorry. At 24 minutes and 3 seconds, we missed a freaking line because we were laughing about.
I
the
blinked.
last
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Yeah. Now, yeah. I just need to get that out there.